Okay, let's get rolling. Looks like we got a lot of attendees on it today. So again, I mentioned my name is Matt McVaney. I'm the head of sales here at ShippingEasy. I've been here for over 7 years. We've done a lot of these over the past year, so this isn't anything new to you all. It's not new to us. I'm actually joined on the call with. I'm wearing a headset, so I don't know how good they'll be able to say hi, but I'll let them say hi. We have Alex Lank, who's our territory representative for the Northeast, and we have Ryder Clayton, who's our territory representative for the South. So say hi, guys.
Hi. Hey, everyone.
Hopefully you heard that. So look, summary real quick before we dive into it. We're going to try to cover the rate changes, right? What we can expect with that. A lot of that's not going to be new for you guys, but we will kind of give you a perspective how we see it when it comes specifically to e-commerce. We'll also talk a little bit about USPS, right? Some of the headwinds that we're facing in the market. Our job is as much as we want to be cheerleaders for USPS, we also have we want to be advisors, right? And help you all and help us to win USPS business because we're a postal solution first. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And then growth, right? We're doing some different changes and we're growing as a team, and we want to share with you some insight into what you can expect from us and our channel over the next 6 to 12 months, right? In 2020, and then rate change guide, right? So the rate change guide, you guys ask for it every year, we deliver it. We've got an awesome guide coming out for you guys, and we got another little something that we're going to give to you guys within the next couple of weeks as well, which I'll talk a little bit more later. Talk a little bit more about later, right? So let's dive into it. So 2020 rate change recap. Okay, so look, and all of you all after this call, we're going to send you a replay of it, and you'll all have a hard copy of the stuff that we think is relevant. So I won't read through every single one of these line items. It's a lot of stats, but look, I think that the biggest kind of takeaways for us, right, and what we're using on calls as we continue to fight against UPS and FedEx is, look, FedEx and UPS went up across their carriers. They increased their rates by an average about 5%. USPS, the average increase was 3.5%, right? So not nearly as impactful for postal services as it is against UPS and FedEx. The one thing that really did stand out to me on this is the additional handling surcharges applied across UPS and FedEx. We continue to use that daily to migrate volume from UPS and FedEx, and there's a bit of a hike there, right? I mean, we're talking about $1 to $4 increase in handling surcharges for FedEx. And then for UPS, I thought that the 15 cent increase in residential air services, I thought that was really big too. I mean, 15 cents is not a lot, but when you add it and it compounds across all the different shipments that you do, it's going to cost businesses thousands of dollars, right? So those are the big things that stood out to us against UPS and FedEx. But I think UPS and FedEx, it's a bigger increase versus postal, right? So, look, things are not all roses for USPS. So I know we sent out, probably about 3 emails leading up to this, just kind of teasing, hey, at the end of the day, USPS is facing, we're facing headwinds in the market, right? And again, what we want to do is just kind of share what we're seeing from our view. But more importantly, if we know about it, we can get ahead of it and we can combat it and we can stop the loss of market share against UPS, FedEx, and even Amazon as a carrier, right? Again, for us, we've always prided ourselves on being advisors. So that's what our job is to do, right? Share with you what we're saying so we can come up with strategies to combat it, right? So other carriers have competing solutions to USPS. Look, flat rate and fast shipping options are available across all the other carriers, right? So FedEx One Rate, UPS Simple Rate, and Amazon Prime Shipping, right? So these are services, right, that are really starting to gain traction, and they're direct competitors against USPS's services that have traditionally won in the market. I'll share some stats with you all in a little bit, but we're definitely seeing some slide into these additional services, right? We know that e-commerce is a massively growing 15 to 20% in growth and perpetuity year over year, right? So everybody's trying to win their piece of the pie. And UPS, FedEx, and Amazon as a carrier, they're becoming a lot more competitive, right? So new reports say USPS is losing market share, right? So again, we want to share some of these stats with you. So in the second quarter of 2019, Postal Service moved 47 million fewer packages than it did in the same period in 2018. That's a 3% decline. the first package decline since 2010, and many blame FedEx and Amazon. That's coming from Business Insider. From Yahoo Finance, USPS stands to lose about 10% of priority mail volume to rivals FedEx and UPS and even Amazon, particularly due to last mile programs, according to Ship Matrix, and that comes from Yahoo Finance. Third, Amazon Logistics may have enough spare room by 2022 to move as many as 3.5 billion non-Amazon packages. If that happens, the combined US e-commerce package delivery share is it's from UPS and FedEx, and the Postal Service will slump to just about half in 3 to 6 years. So we're talking about, guys, these are not small numbers, right? I mean, we're talking about millions and billions of shipments that we're losing market share to, right? And that's a little bit scary, right? I mean, I know when we had webinars 2 to 3 years ago, we weren't sharing stats like this, right? But UPS and FedEx and Amazon as a carrier, they've gotten smarter, and they've really put some focus and energy into e-commerce, right? So we gotta be aware, and we gotta know, right? Last mile deliveries are leaving USPS. So Amazon has cut its reliance on USPS for last mile delivery by nearly half, and FedEx is in the works, right? So you can see on my screen the decline, right, for the ownership of last mile for USPS. Again, we know Amazon, when they do things big, and they want to own everything. So Amazon as a carrier is really gaining steam, and I think you all know that. And I know for us and in our numbers with our customers, we're starting to feel that as well. Right. So let's break down some of the e-commerce headwinds, shipping headwinds. Competing services and bigger expectations, right? So we talked about FedEx One Rate and Simple Rate are direct attempts to compete with USPS flat rate services. Amazon is now split with FedEx to have more control for delivery to their customers, right? They want to own everything from start to finish. Amazon's delivery network handles the largest share of its customers' orders, more than UPS and USPS each account for. So again, I'm talking a lot about Amazon. We know they're coming, right? When we think about Amazon, not just as a platform to sell your items and goods on, now Amazon is into the carrier business, right? So we've got to really watch that. Customer expectations continue to increase. You know, we've talked a lot about this. This is not anything new, right, on this webinar. You know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, if I wanted something in 2 days, that was 20, 25 bucks, right, to get it there, express shipping. Now, Amazon's changed the game, right? Amazon Prime, they've now set the expectation that 2-day delivery at no cost is the expectation for consumers, is the expectation for you all as consumers, right? So we got to be aware of that. We got to know that. And there's lots of things that we do here at ShippingEasy to help customers to ship the fastest, but also make it the most cost efficient, right? And then merchants are busier than ever, and they need to keep up with the growing e-commerce demand. So I wouldn't say that that's a headwind, but I will say that look, e-commerce is not flat, right? It's growing rapidly year over year over year, and it's done that, right, for several years, and it's going to continue to do that, which means that if we're feeling a slide in market share now, it's only going to get worse if we don't address these issues head on, right? Because e-commerce as a space is just getting more competitive than ever. Now, I know that was gloomy, and again, I hope you're not too fearful of all that, right? Because we still have, you know, a lot of opportunities to win. But again, our job is to keep it real, because if we're not ahead of these things and we don't know these things, we're not going to be able to beat them and combat them. So it's better to know them now for you all and for us, so we can win, right? And we can steal the market share back, right? So look, there's a few things that we continue to do. You know, I know this morning one of our sales reps came over. He knew I was doing the UPS or the USPS webinar today, and he came over and he said, I got a story to tell you. Long story short, a customer ships about 5,000 packages a month. 80% of it is through UPS. Through a little bit of education about our surcharges, they're going to move the majority of that volume over to postal within the next quarter or so, right? So, you know, we're still fighting incredibly hard, and that's the name of our game on our demos, and what we do is to win volume for you all. There's a couple of things that we use to combat that, right? Look, surcharges are still king, right? I mean, at the end of the day, we know USPS, it's an all-inclusive service. There's no surcharges. UPS and FedEx, I mean, look, we're talking about anywhere from a $4 to $4.40 hit for residential, right? And then we've got fuel on top of it. So we continue to educate our customers on surcharges. And look, if you're taking a base rate plus an additional $8 to $10 on every package, that's a hell of a lot, right? For an SMB, right? So we still use surcharges to win daily. And then look, on-time deliveries. This one is really interesting because I was employee two basically at ShippingEasy 7+ years ago, and this was always something that I remember talking to customers that I face headwind with USPS was just delivery, getting delivery, on-time deliveries, making sure that it gets there when it says it's going to get there. Maybe it was a myth, maybe there's some truth to it, I don't know, but I do know 7 years later, look at that. In the holiday season in 2019, USPS was the market leader, right? The carrier leader against UPS and FedEx when it comes to on-time delivery, right? 86% versus 80% for UPS and 68% for FedEx. I don't know what the hell FedEx is doing. That's not a good number, right? But look at that. That's great, right? So that's another really, really, really strong selling point that we've begun to use for postal is that look, whatever the myth was years ago, it's changed. The facts say it, the facts prove it that when you want to get something from A to B and you want to get it there on time, postal is actually now the market leader, right? Which is, I think, incredibly exciting and something that we should all be talking to our customer base out in the field, right? So ShippingEasy helps you and your customers to win. So look, we want to share some insight into some of the things that we're doing and some of the things that we can help you do, and partnering with us. Look, it's a good investment for you all. Like I shared a couple of slides ago, 80% of our volume, we've lost a little bit of market share, 80% of our volume is still postal, and that's not by luck, it's by design. We fight our tails off to win for you all, right? So look, we're a postal first solution. I've said this a million times, but with us, whenever you sign up with ShippingEasy, you have to create a postal account. You cannot just use us and plug in a UPS, a FedEx account, right? You have to have a postal account to get set up with ShippingEasy, okay? We always show you, when I say you, we always show the customers, our users, the USPS rates at the top of the carrier lists and actions, right? So things like rate calculator, postage and carriers page, our ready to ship page, which is the page that you first land on when you want to use our application, new shipping presets, end of day forms. It's always postal first, right? And I've got an image that I'll show you here in a minute, but those little things matter, right? You really have to go out of your way when using ShippingEasy to use FedEx and UPS, right? I'd love to sit back and say, hey, we're not biased, but guess what, we are, right? So these little things that make a huge difference. Discounted services, Flat Rate Green, it's our proprietary. We use this a lot. It's called Flat Rate Green. It's cubic discounts. We use it a lot to win volume against for dimensional packages against UPS and FedEx. A lot of customers don't know about it, so we educate them, and we can move volume away from those carriers with that. Default shipping presets, I'll show you here in a minute. It's all postal centric. And then you look, our teams, right? Support. We don't just put it in it's for us, it's not just product, right? It's the value of the people that you talk to from start to finish. And you all know this because you talk to us, I think, daily. Talk to Ryder, talk to Jeff, right? Talk to Alex. But we're always educating. We're always educating our customers on postal, how to save, right? The other day we had this customer had no idea what regional shipping was, regional rate boxes. They were using FedEx and UPS. Through a little bit of consultation and education, they're now moving a lot of that volume to regional shipping, regional rate boxes, right? So our support team, our sales team, we combine to make a killer extended sales force for you all. So again, when you're talking to your customers out there, hey, if they might be doing postal now, which is great, but with UPS and FedEx and Amazon, look, they're aggressive. They're going to go after those customers. When you bring us your customers to use our product, just know that we're not going to let that happen, right? We're going to educate them, and we're going to continue to educate them on using USPS and why, and how it's going to be the most impactful and beneficial for their business. All right. So I mentioned this a minute ago. So this is what instant rate looks like. It's pretty cool. So you can see the second that orders come in, we're going to set presets, and you can see, look at that, the big beautiful USPS logo right there, right, based off of the weight of the package and what we recommend. And they can just click a button and they can start printing labels. So we really, really, if they want to use FedEx and UPS, they're going to have to go, they're going to have to deselect, they're going to have to re-add. It's kind of pain in the tail if you want to use those other carriers. But again, that's okay, right? Because for us, it's in our application, it's a product billboard for postal, right? And you can see a little bit of what it looks like in the actual application, right? There's ways to make optimizing rates easier, right? So you can see up at the top, because automation is imperative to competing in an ever-increasing e-commerce market. So look, we talked about it, just cost, right? SMBs, they're more cost sensitive than ever, but also it's a combination of cost and efficiency, right? It's not okay anymore to send something and it get there within 7 to 8 days when you're competing with all your different competitors as an SMB, and they can use things like Amazon, as a carrier, right, or a simple rate, right, or one rate, etc. So it's not just about getting the lowest cost, right? It's about getting the lowest cost relative to still getting it there in the proper amount of time, if that makes sense, right? Because we have to, get these orders out, or SMBs, they got to get these orders out, and they got to be there within 2 to 3 days because that's the expectation, right? So for us, tactics to minimize costs, right? So we educate our customers. Look, if you can cut down on the packing materials, especially if you can get into first class mail, that's a huge win, right? Every little ounce, every little piece of weight matters, right? We provide rate shopping to find the best rate. We actually show in ShippingEasy the surcharges. Most competitors or most competing solutions, they don't do that. They just show the base rate with FedEx and UPS. We actually give an estimate on how much those surcharges are going to cost, right? So you might see a flat rate box is, $11, and you see a UPS for the same price is $18 when you factor in the base rate plus the surcharges, right? We want to give them a really, really, really clear and accurate estimation around what it's going to cost. Splitting orders, right? Splitting orders to make things more efficient. If we can split a package into two things that are both first class mail and it costs $6, great, let's do that versus one box that might cost $8, right? And then using automation to save, this is a huge thing for us, right? I mentioned on the a couple of minutes ago, regional rate boxes. Well, look, regional rate boxes are not always going to be the best, most cost effective, right? If I'm shipping all the way across the country, a medium flat rate box is probably going to be more cost effective. So, what we do is we put in automation things like rules, which are if then statements. If it is a package that weighs, let's say, 2 to 4 pounds, and it's going through to zones, 6 through 10, automatically go in a flat rate box, right? So that's just one example. We can come up with a billion examples, right? But the point is we can put in automation, and we put in automation for our customers, not just to save them money, but to make sure the packages are getting there, in a timely manner, right? So like I talked about, within our application, we give your customers peace of mind that the solution is working for them. Because at the end of the day, look, we want your customers and we want our customers focusing on growing their business, right? Because if they're growing that business, what's that mean? That means more package volume for USPS, right? So if we can take out the time, right, and all the worry, right, and all the thinking from shipping, and put in these automations that are postal first, that frees them up to actually go grow their business, which is a good thing for your customers. It's a great thing for your customers, and it's a great thing for us as partners, because you all get more volume. Postal gets more volume, and we as a business get more volume as well. Right? And your customers love the benefits of automation, right? So you can look, I'll read this review for you. Look, I absolutely love ShippingEasy. It's easy to use. It makes running my business 1,000 times more efficient. I think 100 times more efficient would have been good, but 1,000 times more efficient, that's cool, right? If an issue ever arises, it's always fixed and quick, easily. This past issue, I chatted with a guy named Tom. Tom is fantastic. He's on our support team, who was so helpful in getting my problem solved. He went above and beyond, explained why I was having the issue, fixed the issue, made sure it wouldn't happen again. Thank you so much. I could not run my business without you. Look, we could put up a billion of these, right? But we're going to go over here in a minute how many leads and signups you all have sent us over the past year. nine out of 10 times, I think you all understand as you get this. I mean, you wouldn't still be working with us if we were getting bad customer complaints. But, again, we do want to say to anybody who's new on the webinar, look, when you give us a customer, we take it really, really, really personally. Our channel, for our partner channel, it's one of the biggest channels in our business. It matters. It means something to us. And we have 80 to 100 people who are on the phones making sure that your customers are insanely supported. Because at the end of the day, if they know that we're here for them, um, it's a really, really good thing, and it's a great customer experience. Right. And vertical specific edge. Look, guys, I'm going to give this to you all. We're going to give this to you all later, but we've talked a lot. The verticals is not new, right? We've shared with you verticals that we've had success in, specifically for postal, for USPS over the past 7+ years since the first day that we've done these. But it's always been things like automotive parts. Vapes has always been a really good one for flat rate shipping. But we wanted to share a couple that we've started to gain a lot of traction with here recently. So jewelry, believe it or not, so major savings over FedEx 2-day with similar delivery time. Um, Minor increase is simply due to rate changes, but optimizing other shipments more than offsets the increase, right? So we've seen a lot of success with jewelry retailers here recently, and I'm talking about specifically competing against UPS and FedEx. So for all you hunting new business, jewelry might be a good one for you to target. And then automotive parts, right? Major savings over FedEx using if you're shipping overnight. And then heavier packages saw better rates using priority mail over UPS ground. Okay, and then you can see down at the bottom the estimated savings when it comes to those specific products, right? Jumper cables, kits, water pumps, seat covers, etc. Right? So again, for us, these are two verticals that we're having success with and we're winning as far as moving volume over. So it might be something you all want to jot down and target, right, as you hunt new business, because these have been really good for us when it comes to postal. We help you win more volume, right? So I think I've said that this whole time, right? We help you win more volume. Again, even though we've lost a little bit of market share, our total volume through our platform is 80% postal. Okay, it's going to be my job as the head of sales to move that back up to 85, 86, 87% this year. So that's what we're really going to be focused on. But that's still a postal first solution, right? So we want to help you guys win more volume, of course. Look, we've expanded our solution offerings. Okay, so I think all you probably know that stamps.com acquired us back in 2016, and we have other brands under our umbrella. Look, I think Easy will always be a postal first solution. We always will be. But I will tell you this: we don't ever want to not be able to provide a solution to your customers. Okay, so we're working closer with our sister companies in ShipWorks and ShipStation, and even a company by the name of ShipEngine, to make sure that, look, if you bring it to ShippingEasy and we can't do whatever they need, right, for whatever reason, right, whether it's integrating with an ERP solution, right, ODBC ready shipping solutions, right, international ship from addresses, right, so if the origin shipping is coming from somewhere else outside the country, um, you're still getting support and we're getting you to the right solution. So I would just say, hey, look, we'll always make sure that we do whatever we can to get you onto the right solution. But the point here is we have other solution now that we're going to work with to make sure that at the end of the day, if you bring us an opportunity, we're going to get them into a great solution that's part of our family. And then for you all, just know that when that happens, they're still going to get the same exact treatment, the same exact support. Like they've always have. If let's say example, Alex, needs to get something to ShipWorks, right, because they need ODBC or an ERP connection. Well, that's still Alex's customer, right? Alex is going to take great care of the customer, and Alex is going to take great care of you all as the rep, right? But the point is, we never want to miss an opportunity because of a missing feature or something that Easy as a product right now cannot do. So just know, whatever you got, bring it our way, and they're going to get the royal treatment, and we're going to get it on to the best solution for them. And then partnering for success. Look, we literally write the book on rate changes, right? We've done this for years. I mean, years, right? When it comes to release the rate changes. this is it's an incredibly big project that our marketing team does every single year. I mean, they work on it for over a quarter. You all ask for it, we deliver it every single year, and it is a book of just absolute stunning knowledge when it comes to the rate changes and how these SMBs and your customers can be more successful. So I know those are going to be delivered this week and next week. So if you want them, ask for them. We got them. We've got digital copies as well as hard copies that we can send you all for you. It makes you look like experts, of course, out in the field, but it's also really great for your customers. The other thing to mention that actually Alex told me right before I got on this call was we're going to be doing another rate change guide here shortly that will get out to you all that is actually going to be all around flat rate shipping and comparing with the new competing services from FedEx and UPS, right? And how Postal can win and breaking down the different costs and services and all that good stuff from those other carriers. So again, we'll have the rate change guide out now. It's coming your way, but here shortly we'll have another piece of, I don't want to say collateral, we'll have another piece of book of information, right? And educational information that you all can use out in the field and that we can get to your customers as well, right? So just know that that's coming. Look, 2019 was a banner year for ShippingEasy. We've done these webinars and these, we've partnered with Postal for years. We've always been a Postal first solution, but I did want to share with you some numbers from over the past 12 months in 2019. Look, in 2019, 1,600 total leads were submitted from you all. Okay, so you trusted us. You all trusted us with over 1,600 of your customers in 2019. Guys, that is leaps and bounds over what we did in 2018. Okay, it was about quadruple what we did in 2018. Okay, of those 1,600 leads, 1,100 signups. So 1,100 customers actually converted to a ShippingEasy customer in 2019. That's about a 70% conversion rate. Guys, that's a lot of signups, right? I mean, we're talking about over about 100 signups, a little less than 100 signups per month that you all trusted us with. Now, me as the head of sales, I see that 70% conversion rate and I say, where'd the other 30% go? I don't like that, but again, I go back to what I just said a minute ago, right? A lot of times it's just a matter of if we're missing an integration, right? Or they need an ODBC connection, whatever. I expect that conversion rate to increase by anywhere from 15 to 20% this year as we continue to work with other solutions within our family, right? But again, 1,100 is still a massive number. And then 140 unique USPS postal reps, you all submitted leads in 2019. That's a lot, right? The 140 reps giving us leads, working with Alex and Jeff, right, and Ryder across the different territories. But we know that that's just barely scratching the surface, right? There's hundreds and hundreds of postal reps out there. So I look and I say, wow, 140 reps that's great. That's a really good start. But the reality is we haven't done our job and we're not winning enough. Okay, so we're going to make a really, really, really concerted effort to give you guys more help. And so we have a plan. We're going to expand our team in 2020. We're going to double down to make sure that at the end of the day, we're not only solidifying and optimizing and creating better relationships with you all, right? But we're also talking to new reps who we haven't broken down the trust barrier yet, right? They're still working with other solutions. I think those of you who worked with us, we are the best. I'm just going to be arrogant as hell and say that we're the best. We gotta get that message out to the other reps who are not giving us leads. So there I am, me. So I'm the head of sales, and there's Alex Lang. So I don't know if y'all wanted to see kind of put a face to the name, but there they are, right? That's a darn good looking team that we have, right, on our partner team, right? So Alex Lang, she's fantastic. She's our partner representative who represents the Northeast Territory. Ryder Clayton, he represents the South. Been a phenomenal add to the team last year. And then Jeff Worthman, he's a partner representative for the West as well, looking incredibly dapper in that suit. So we have a great team, but the point is, it's not big enough, right? We did 1,100 signups, 1,600 leads with a 3-person team. Imagine what we could do if we double that, right? So the plan is to add additional representatives in each one of these territories. That way we continue to do a better job with the reps we're already working with, but we can expand and we can grow. So imagine, when we do this webinar next year and we review our results, imagine what it's going to look like as we continue to double down. But the point is you need more support, and our plan is to give you more support. Right. E-commerce retailers need a platform. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but I think you all know it. ShippingEasy. If you don't know, ShippingEasy is not just it's not just a shipping solution. We're an inventory solution as well, and we're also a really killer marketing tool. Right. So we find and why we did this, years ago, is printing labels. Probably was okay 10 years ago. It's not okay now if you want to succeed in e-commerce, right? You need a marketing tool that's automatically sending out emails and promoting reviews, right? You need inventory tools to make sure you don't run out of stock, right? If I run out of stock and I can't get something out, what's that going to do to my 2-day expectation? And if I'm not ahead of it, what's gonna happen? Well, one customer, you don't get it out, they're really, really ticked off. So what do? They say, hey, look, I ordered something. I didn't know it was out of stock. They told me it was out of stock. I didn't get my order for 2 weeks. So then what happens? Then they go write a review, right? And say, hey, this guy kills me. So you see, managing your inventory, that could lead to negative reviews, right? And negative reviews can lead to what? Demise of your customers, right? So, but also works the other way, right? If you're on top of it and you're marketing yourself and you're managing everything, it works the other way around. So with ShippingEasy, just know it's not just about a killer shipping tool anymore. It's about more providing an inventory tool and a marketing tool, because at the end of the day, e-commerce businesses, they need more, right? And achieve this year's goals, right? So again, we talked about all the things that we're going to be doing. I know we spoke a lot about the headwinds that we're facing and all that sort of stuff. Look, we're going to turn that around, right? We're going to turn that around, and we're going to get back to USPS growth year over year, and part of that's going to be by doubling down on our effort, right? Which I just shared with you. So we're set up to support you. We're going to increase the size of our team. Our qualified leads are closed on the first call, right? So I think a lot of y'all know this. A 70% conversion rate is pretty doggone good, but especially as we continue to work across our different brands, we're gonna increase that. But you all know that once you give us a lead, we don't sit on it. We work it, we close it, and then most importantly, we get the information back to you all so you have it, right? Because we know that's incredibly important, right? Leveraging joint resources makes us really strong, right? If we've got awesome collateral, right, and we've got e-commerce expertise, we're going to share that with you all. But we also know it works on the other way, other side, right? You all share things with our team that we get ahead of, and it actually helps us shape decisions within our business, right? So we're a killer team when we work together. Newsletters, right? We're going to continue to do those. The state of happenings delivered into your inbox. Dedicated resource center, shippingeasy.com/rep. That's for you all. There's tons of great stuff there. And then Free Your Way. I think most of you all know this. If you don't know it, look, Free Your Way. It's however you want to offer it to your customer. We hate giving up the revenue, right? $29, $49, $59, $69, $149 a month. But we know that, sometimes you got to do that to win against competing solutions. That's okay. So it's Free Your Way, right? Whether you want to give it away for 3 months or give it away for a lifetime, that's okay. That we're going to leave that up to you all, right, to decide that. We were launched Free Your Way, and you can see in the numbers, it's just been a massive success over the past year. And then for those of you who are new on this webinar, customer and volume validation for USPS. Look, we understand that when you give us a customer, you got to get that label fast. It's automatic with us, right? We know that you need that to get your volume, to claim your volume, so you get credit for it. We're all salespeople, so that's obviously necessary and vital. So look, we do that, right? Sign up confirmation, Indicia account numbers, first label PDF. It's all automatically sent to you, so it's an incredibly easy process, right? And then look, last but not least, guys, so that's my contact information, Matt at shippingeasy.com. Most of you all, I would assume, have Ryder or Jeff, right, or Alex's, depending on what territory you're in. But it's our job and my job to grow this channel, to win, to help you all win. I don't like losing USPS market share. We're going to fix that this year. So we're going to, like I said, we're going to double down, and we're going to be better, and we're going to be better for you all, right? We have incredible momentum, and that's why we're continuing to, boost the size of the team and give Alex and Jeff and Ryder the resources they need to be even better for you all as a channel. But You know the drill. Anything that you need, anything that you guys need, which I love because I actually get multiple emails a week from postal reps. I love that y'all email. I love it. Please send me information, the good, the bad, the opportunities, right? If you all see opportunities out in the field or whatever, right? Let us know, because at the end of the day, if we're not communicating and we're not talking to each other, shame on us, because we're all trying to do the same thing, which is win, share for USPS. So yeah, that's my email. Anything you need, let me know, and we'll make sure we put it at the top of our priority list, right? So, well, look, with all that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and hop off. But usually I stay on for questions, but I think Alex and Ryder and Jeff, they've kind of been instructed to reach out to everybody after this webinar to answer any questions. They could probably answer questions better than I can, right? So we're going to share the deck. Everybody, we're going to share the things that we think are relevant to you, because I know there was a lot of statistics on this one, but I think are going to be really powerful for you out in the field. But of course, if you have any questions or if you need anything, do not hesitate to reach out to us, because we're more than happy to help. And then one thing really quickly before we get off, just want to give a special shout out to our marketing team, especially a guy named Rob Zaleski. Look, these presentations that we put on for you all, they take a long time to plan, to prep, to get feedback from you all, to drive incredible content for you all. So our marketing team, great job, and Rob, great job, because we know you put a lot of work into it, and it's not easy to package these up and deliver these. So with all that being said, thank you all so much. We really appreciate it. 2020 is going to be a massive year. It's going to be even bigger than 2019. And again, I hope you all have a great, awesome day, awesome weekend. And if you need anything, just let us know. Thanks.